So see, when I know he's coming at me and I know he's going slow, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the nose and I'm going to cut across his nose. There's no way I can get the nose around in time. I can't make a shot either, but neither can he. Now using my speed, I'm going to cut back and around. And right here, I wanted to make a shot, but I really wasn't sure if I could hit him, and I don't want to look like an idiot. But I am an idiot, so, you know, I can't help it. Of course, Gabby now, he knows I'm an idiot, so, you know, whatever. So he's going to move away from me, which is a smart move. You don't want to keep trying to turn with me. Obviously, I have the speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull an angle here where I can watch him. He's going to kick off to the right. So I'm going to just kind of pull up and high, and I'm going to kind of watch him, because he's not a threat to me down there. He's going to whoop up. He's going to try and do something. Now, he's going to go downward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch up a little bit, and I'm going to just watch him, because he's going to have to do something. And as he fights up this hill...
I like flying low.
Yeah, I do too. Reduction throttle full.
You gotta stay on your toes.
Oh, yeah. Reduction throttle. Oh, he snapped it. That's a little bit there, but it's still enough. And you actually have to be careful when you're up in behind somebody and they actually screw up and they get scared and they snap and you start to follow them. You could actually put yourself in a really hazardous position too. You could either overshoot or you could even snap roll it at the same time. Now, see, try a little snap roll there, and the first thing you want to do is reduce throttle and actually, like a car crash, you want to get up and away from it if you can totally do it. And with the 43, if they're turning with
stall horn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I've hit it yet. Reduction throttle full. Left rudder. Notch and flaps. Full throttle. Completing the rotation. Flaps out. Rudder out. Back with him. Web on.
I had a fleeting shot there, but you got past the guns.
I don't think he had a shot there. He's still got a slipper tank on too, I can see it. That's another thing you want to take a look at, especially if it's by reduction throttle. You want to be ready on the throttle. Anytime you start to gain on them too fast, dump that throttle. Don't just hang on to it. Get rid of it.
One day I'll get better.
Yeah, every day you fly you get better. Fighting up these hills is pretty dangerous for both parties. You roll around here and you're too focused on the airplane and you're not focused on the terrain. That's when it'll get you. So you have to be aware of it. I mean, even you've seen
Remember that video that you were shown with you and your joystick?
Yeah.
And you said, right, I fly with a glove. And I was watching you jerk that joystick around left and right. And I'm saying, how come I can't do that?
Well, that's my hand. My hand always sweats when I'm flying down low and I'm fighting. And so, if you slip at all down here at this altitude, you're done. And that's just
This is true.
not acceptable to me. So I fly with a glove on. It works for me, and people always laugh about it.
No, I don't think it's dumb. That's why they make racing gloves.
Yeah. I'm not putting in any rudder right now because I'm not really trying to make a shot. But if I was, I'd put in a little left rudder, and as you can see, it pretty much lines up on him. I get a little bounce there. And you're waiting for those steady shots. Reduction in throttle. Full throttle again. If I see he kind of falls under the nose and he starts to do something funky, then the first thing I need to COAK not, he's Cobra, he's here in his 51, he's gonna come cutting through, which is what happens a lot of times. So what I did there was full left throttle, rudder, reduction in throttle, and then I just kind of did a barrel roll there.
Hey, Cobra.
Hey, Gabby.
The main thing is if you can't force a shot, then the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that his nose can't get after you. So as you make your turn here, now I got a second target back here. I'm going to take a look. I see he's doing that. So what I'd do is I would reduce throttle about half. He snap rolled it. Now I'm looking for the 51. Okay, he's got no angle. I'm going to go up and cut back to the right. Left, rather. Pardon me. Now back right, full throttle. He's going to go away. He's got to go uphill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch off to one side, and I'm going to watch him.
No, it just takes practice, that's all.
So I'm going to let him have that hill. I'm going to kind of cut back to this direction, so I'm fighting kind of on these hills and stuff, because that's going to kind of negate what he can and can't do.
I do a lot of that.
And I'm going to reposition myself, because I've been sitting in this chair for a little while here. Okay. So I'm looking at Cobra. Now he's going to come back at me. He's going to try to go.
Staying down low like that really doesn't buy anything. It takes away one of your dimensions. The guy behind you knows you can either go right, left, or up. You can't go down.
No, it's just,
It's a flying low.
yeah, the reason why I fly low is to practice controlling my joystick.
Cobra's of the mind that
Okay.
you're in a P-51, you need a lot of speed, and you need to stay moving at high altitude. But in this game,
But
it's
in
not
the MA, that's usually fatal.
it's not a scenario.
Oh, I know. I
Who
won't
cares
do that.
Who cares about living or dying?
Unless they're hacking a base.
That
In
was
which
fun.
case, then I fly low to keep the bullets from hitting they hit the trees instead of me.
That was full left with a reduction in throttle. Alright, here, see. He's just as dead as anybody else. He has to make the mistake to come down to you, though. If he really wants to kill you, the big airplane has to come down to you. And what you can do is you can trick people just like I almost blacked out and crashed. You can do the same thing to a P-51, a P-38, a 109, just like I did to Mir in that one video with the dill. It's still an airplane. It's still governed by the same rules that my airplane is. And you can negate his E-state if he wants to. See, he's focused up on this guy, and the old KI-43 right here, just just chewing on his some expletives. Fucking ass, it's all over, just like give me all those pieces. But it's still an airplane. And he's like, oh, well, you don't give up, you know, that kind of business. Sure, but in a KI-43, I can't dive at 375 miles an hour. So what do? I hang out 10K and I find people down to the deck and I shoot them and kill them. Or I die. That's just the nature of the beast. If you're trying to fly a P-51 and you're trying to stay alive all damn day, which to me is a pain in the ass because it gives a freaking hell about that, then, you know, that's just what ends up happening. I can't make that angle, so I'm going to pitch left rudder, find him again, and cut across here. Reduction in throttle because I already was close. Still left rudder, and now no rudder, and I'm just right in here. A little bit of left. And I want to put it right there about where his nose is. Half throttle. Still left rudder. No throttle. Full left. Full throttle and no rudder. Right in here behind him. Left rudder. See how he didn't go to follow him through there. He just kind of stayed high. And notice how he has what looks to be a notch of flaps in the whole time. He's got two notches in now. No, it's one notch. You can see how the airplane, you can see how it's reacting. You see how he's got rudder in, and now he has no rudder. And you can see how how the aircraft moves through the air. And what you want to do is start predicting this. And as you see that he's moving out a little bit right or left, or he's starting to pitch a lot of rudder, or you can see a whole lot of the fuselage. Like, see how I'm straight behind him? Watch him. You see how his tail just kicks around. See how it starts moving a little bit? That's him kicking rudder. As you get in close here, and you notice that all of a sudden you see a whole lot more of the side of the fuselage. You can read the numbers on the side. That dude's got a lot of rudder in it, and you need to stop because you're fixing to overrun him quick. And you just have to be on top of it. You have to see the aircraft, just like a bird in flight. You have to be able to pick out when this airplane's going to start doing a maneuver. And there are telltale signs. Some people, they'll jump on the pedals, and you'll see a kick right quick just before they put in a lot of rudder. And that'll give them away. Sometimes you'll see a jerk in the nose. Or they'll pull the trigger, and you know you've just surprised the hell out of them. And so now just whoop up real big and cut back in on them. And a lot of times it'll surprise the hell out of them. So now where's that 51 at? Well, there he goes up with him. Full throttle plus wet. And finish the implement right about here. Boom, 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 boom. That's left rudder. Can't tell you how much left rudder is. About half. Went ahead and kicked it off. I don't like P-51s at all. I see how Gabby's behind me, so I'm gonna fucking pitch up like this, and I'm gonna Leo spiral climb on him. Got a quarter on the old rudder. What this gives him is the illusion that he can actually make that pitch with you. Went to no throttle and then full throttle. Now reduction in throttle. A little bit of left rudder. More left rudder stabilized. Now no rudder. Full throttle. Weapons on. There's still flaps in. I'm going to pull that out.
Back up, I fell again.
Oh, this plane makes it easy. And right here, just full left rudder. Let him do whatever he's going to do. And just watch him and just see what he does. You're behind him. He's not behind you. Just stay with him and just watch him. I heard knucklehead go by. Right in here, you just about a half left rudder going in there. And you just chew on him right in there. Throttle's off. And I've not took out my rudder yet. I just let the rudder off. I'm just right with him. I know that's water around me, so you know it's fairly safe. Reduction in throttle, full left rudder. Full speed, right back in on him again. Reduction, full left, pitch up, roll, full throttle, rudder's out, right rudder, half throttle, snap rolled it, notch and flaps, full throttle, he lost it. Oh no, he's still got it, he's going slow. Flaps out, no rudder, full speed, web on. Right here. Left rudder. When I was coming up to that turn, the torque's trying to pull me to the right, so I had to push further and further and further forward and left. Currently I'm just stick back, no throttle, left rudder, stick right, full throttle, completing the roll with him, full left pedal, no rudder, stick slightly back and a little bit right now, more right, centered, left.
It's like it says in Shaw's books, you run out of ideas.
At some point in time.
Make it up as you go.
Yeah. Anything's better than nothing, though. Gotta pull, man. Gotta pull. There you go. When in doubt, do something stupid. See how he flies around with just one notch of flaps down all the time? You can use that to your advantage a lot of times. He's got some left rudder in now. I think he's got 2 notches in now. See how you can tell his flaps are down like that? You get in close enough, now he's got 1 notch of flaps. You can see? You can see
I
it.
thought you were going to go swimming on that one.
He's going swimming on that one. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's no one method to anything. And
I got out of forward juice.
I got a lot more respect for a person who fights down on the deck than a cat who booms and zooms in a 51.
Well, you can do a stall. Yeah, you can do a stall like that, but you need more altitude for that.
Oh, I know.
He didn't do it intentionally.
I'm like fish food to you guys.
Well, Cobra's flying around with a darn... Well, Cobra's running around here with a notch of flaps down. So he's waiting on you to do something squirrely. I saw 2.
Sometimes 2 or 3 notches.
Yeah, see, he's running around here decked out, ready to go for the turn.
He looked like a big trash can lid in front of me a minute ago.
See, in here, 51 pilot...
Oh, when I did that flat spin?
In the D pony, you know, you can... Oh, yeah.
When you went into the vertical, you were just like hanging there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was hanging there. That was not where you want to be at any
try
point.
Something, so...
Usually a snap.
Yeah, the important thing is don't try to do the same thing twice in a row.
Yeah, don't ever try that.
Because the guy behind you is going to figure out what you're up to and then start to anticipate what you're doing.
See, even another time when I tried to fly the 43 in here,
he has any experience.
I had Delirium or somebody tried to show them how to engage a 43. Well, if he was alone, sure, he's like, oh yeah, you got to press him down and just stay right on top of him, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And that's all well and good, you know, canned scenario like we've got here where it's not a real scenario, you know. We're not really meeting under a combat instance. We're just kind of in here messing around, and it doesn't work the same.
But generally speaking, you're flying the Spitfire pretty well.
Sure, against a 1-notch flap 51 and a 43.
I'm trying, fellas. I'm trying.
Well, I'm not gonna stay on.
No, you're doing good.
I'm not gonna stay on no Gabby and hound him.
We were all in your seat at one time.
Yeah, we most certainly were.
Even morphine.
Yeah. Bet morphine's forgot more than we'll ever frickin' know, though. Each aircraft has a way it wants to fly. And it'll bring you through a whole hell of a lot if you'll let it. You gotta feel it out, figure out how the aircraft wants to perform, and then fly it to those strengths. Sometimes you gotta throw it outside of its envelope. The airplane doesn't want to do it, but because you're in a fight that dictates you must, then you do it. You do whatever it takes. Yeah, are you gonna walk away?
That's way too much hang time.
Not every time. But you do what you can. You do what you can till you can't anymore. And that's all there is to
Well,
it.
the important thing is you're learning how to control the airplane. Nobody's shooting at you.
Mostly.
Sometimes those maneuvers come in handy. Guy overshoots.
But see, let me tell you something. What Cobra's doing with a notch of flaps down, that's not going to happen
Funny thing, in the main arena,
9 times out of 10.
this one guy was chasing after one of my teammates, and he went to the apogee. He was hung there, and here I come flying right into him and shoot him out of the sky.
See, what Cobra's doing there is he's got a single notch of flaps down. And what that does is that gives him, it slows him down enough that he can make a maneuver, throw in some rudder, and make a snapshot quick. And if he's good with his guns, he can really tear you up. But the odds of catching a 51 in the main arenas with a notch or two of flaps down already, who's actually wanting to fight you, is pretty slim. They're going to come through real fast, because why would you be sitting there with a notch or two of flaps down unless you were going to duel somebody or you're playing around here over the lake? When I do my flying, it's exactly the same as I do in the main arenas. I don't change my flight style because I'm in the dueling arena or because I'm in the training arena. My flight style is the exact same here as it is everywhere else. I bet you Cobra doesn't fly with a notch or two of flaps down as he starts to engage contact. And if he does, then he's got cover, or that's the only guy in the area, and he's going to actually dogfight with that guy. If there's anybody else around, he's going to come through and boom and zoom just like everybody else does. Now, he's of the opinion that you don't want to get down low and slow and actually fight with people. You need to stay fast and do this and do that, which is fine if you're playing in a scenario where you're trying to stay alive because you need to stay alive because that's part of the mission. But in the main arenas, man, go nuts. It's a game. Planes are free, and well, for the most part, they're free. I don't know. If I fly B-29, I just up and then gone. That's a lot of perks gone. But for the most part, they're free. Especially if you fly little cheap ones like I do. And you fly cheap ones like I do, and those little perk points, they'll stack up after a while. I mean, you fly for 5 or 6 years, and you can get up to 3,100 something. Of course, I can't tell you how many 262s I've crashed over the years. Gosh, dozens and dozens. And Tempests. Me and Tempests are not friends. But I know this is some just short clips, just kind of showing you here and there what I was kind of doing, and I hope it kind of helps you a little bit here and there. And if you have a question, reference it with time. Go, hey, at 3 minutes and such, can you actually walk me through that fight? And I'll go, sure, absolutely, I can do that for you. But it's hard for me to come back through and actually tell you exactly where I was sitting when that happened. So, see with that notch of flaps, he just pitched up like that. And now he's going to cut back in and cut the circle as Gabby's still pulling up like that. But Gabby got the nose down a little bit, which was smart. And Cobra's still going too fast. But he's going to end up cutting across his tail, and Gabby's not watching terrain. And he crashed again. He was focused on the aircraft, which is good, but you got to focus on the terrain as well, and it takes a lot of time. But see, Cobra's in here playing with his 51 in a way that he doesn't normally fly. I guarantee you he doesn't do that business in EMA. He does it here. He probably does it in a dueling arena. If he goes to a dueling arena, he starts on his merge, he's got a notch of flaps down. I don't know why people run around doing that business. Because in fact, I mean, the real deal is that you start with speed, and then you go, I've got this cat down low. Then you kick in some rudder, get you a notch or two of flaps down, then you start your engagement. You don't start with flaps down. That's just, no. That's some dueling arena, DA, or dueling arena, DA, dueling arena, same thing. Kind of business, and do I really know for sure? No, I'm just speculating. I don't really know if he does that or not. But I hate P-51s any frickin' way, so good aircraft, they fly nice, but I don't like them. I don't like their play style. That's just, again, a personal opinion. Everybody's got one, so that's mine. But anyway, I'll turn you guys loose, and I'll see y'all when I see you.